Hello, fellow geeks and citizens. I am Geekier Gamer, and today we start the Cheesium chapter and hope to get Cheesium ingots this episode. Welcome back to Techopolis 3. Okay, so this episode, let's see, let's catch up from last episode. So last episode, I finished off and said I would get these dash dust done, and then in the more ores chapter, I would get the blocks and the Neptune and the Ostron rod. So I did go ahead and put those. I had to build another metal press because I didn't have a rod one yet, but I got the recipes for all these things, and then I got the globes. So globes are on me, and those are going to be used today. In today's chapter, in the Cheesium chapter, we are going to use those to get Venus Stone, Mercury Stone, and Mars Stone. It looks like Venus Stone is going to be a technium part, so we're going to make that the most. But really, we only need to make enough of this to get to the Cheesium dimensional ore. And so we just need to make a Cheesium dimensional ore, and to do that, we have to get some molten cheese, 2,000 millibuckets of molten cheese. And to get 2,000 millibuckets of molten cheese, we need to melt some space cheese, and we get 250 buckets per cheese slice through space leaves. So we have to get 8 space cheese. Let's see here. So to get 8 space cheese, we're going to need to use all this stone, which means we need 8 of each of these types of stone. And 8 moon curd. This is a little more complicated because I don't have this many moon fruit. So we're going to have to get more moon fruit, which means we got to go hunting. So let me check my oxygen level. We're good. And we're headed to the moon. Make my sword. Because we only have, let's see, what do we have? Moon fruit. Moon 4. And we need 4 more because because we can't make Cheesium, and we need Cheesium to make this. And then once we get down here, we don't need the fruit anymore, if I'm correct. I think we need it for one of these guys. Let's see. Not for that one, but for one of these. Oh, for the zombie. And if we make the zombie... alien zombie's not even on here. So let's go look at the alien zombie. The alien zombie actually requires 2 Cheesium itself, yeah. and to make a full cheese. To make a full cheese, we got to go through that process. So yeah. What a pain. We need... Wait, so we need 2 cheese. Going back to the alien zombie. We need 2 Cheesium ingots. And to make Cheesium ingots, we need the dimensional ore. Okay. So, yeah, let's go hunt. No, we've just run it. Oh, you know what? Before we go, let's go back. Hold on. We need to do... Let's put... looting on this sword. Let's see. What do we need to do to put looting on this sword? Looting is lapis, melted lapis, and emerald. So let's see here. Get some lapis. Not sure how much we're going to need. And emerald. And I don't know if I ever did this on camera, so you'll get to see what I've done in this respect. And I'm not going to need a bucket because the way I set this up. So back here I have a casting thing that melts and then sends the fluid into here. And this is the machine, the simple equipment modifier is where you can then modify your equipment. So let's see if we get enough in the first melt. Of course, we can always do that. And then we can stick our sword in here and our emeralds. Am I backwards? Emeralds and then sword. Yep, there it goes. All right, that got us looting 1. So it looks like it's 64. Whoops, All right, it's one time through for each time. There we go. Do another. Stick my sword in here. And stick it again. That gives us looting 3. I wonder if you can get more looting in this pack. Let's try. You can. So we're just going to keep going. All right. Let's put this over here. Up, that's it. All right, looting 5. I can dump the rest of that. Throw the emerald in there. Get these out of my inventory. All right, here we go. I have a couple flying blocks on me in case I need them. But really, we're going hunting for alien zombie. All right, I heard some over here. Remember when we were looking at this little mini base? We heard some underneath us, so I should be able to fly right here. There we go. Maybe down underneath here. Hello? Zombies? There's another structure way out there. I mean, the zombies don't appear to be affected by being out. I don't know if the moon has a day and night cycle. Ooh, a ravine. I imagine I can find some down there. I just don't have a mechanism to do light. I haven't researched if we can do light on the moon. And at this point, we're almost done with the moon, hopefully. What's in here? Interesting. Oh, wait. This may change our formula. Let's see. Maybe not. Let's look at the chapter. So we need moon curd to make cheese. And we need how many pieces of cheese did I say? 8 pieces of cheese. And how much fruit do we have now? 11. Yep, this changes things. We're going home. Because I think now we can craft this cheese and make the dimensional ore. So let's see here. We need to make a moon curd. Moon curd recipe. Where are we going to get milk? The milker requires 1 entity in a 5-block radius. Entity whitelist cow. How do we even get a cow? All right, milker. Then fluid injector. Okay. Yeah, my brain is stuck thinking, how do I get a cow? I've had some chickens on my island, but that's about it. Let's see here. Milker. Oh, we already have one. Interesting. Maybe I got it as a reward. And then a fluid injector. Fluid injector. Make one for me. Oh, I can't do the ultimate technome. Nuggets. Okay. Ultimate. We need some more ultimate technium. Off it goes. All right. While that's running, how do we get a cow? I mean, I got a cow data model. What can we use? Not that. What can we use these for? Okay. How do I get it? Oh, a summoning. Do I have the summoning block already? Let's take a look. Summoning. I might have. No, I didn't make one. Summoning. Okay. I need a basic Technium machine frame. And I don't know if I made that recipe or not. Hold on. It's orange with an S. No, I don't think I made that one. So let's see. What do I have to do to make it? Some seeds. I think it was 6 seeds and some basic research. Whoops. Put that in here. All right. For those who don't like to wait, there we go. A summoning block. Let's pull this out. Put this in. Put this in. All right. Put that away. Get our summoning block. Does this thing need power? Let's put it down and see. Doesn't seem to. And then we're going to want to put it in such a way that we can capture the cow and milk it. Let me get some more gray. Oop, I did not mean to rotate that. Get some more gray brick. Or stone rather. So we got the milker. And then we have to take that milk and move it into the fluid injector. But you can't make the fluid injector until this is done. And it's almost done. Let's give it a second. All right. What happened? Oh, all of my ultimate then went to it went into the nether because I have it automatically sending an ultimate to the hellish, I think. Yep. So I'm going to take 5 of these back. All right, and we'll get some nuggets. And then fluid injector. Do 1. Why is it missing? I threw them in there. What? Where'd they go? I threw them in here. Why are they disappearing? That was weird. That was really weird. That was really weird. I think did everybody see that? My ultimate technium nuggets just disappeared. I don't think there are a lot of things that are using nuggets to craft. Maybe I should change that so it doesn't automatically export those. Or I just need to make a lot so I have more than 64 sitting around. That's probably what I'm going to do. But for the moment, let me go change this exporter to not export that so I don't lose it. Okay. Try this again. There we go. Weird. Okay, there we go. And then the fluid injector. Fluid injector. Next. Go. Should be super quick. There it is. All right. So we have some space back here that I don't use for anything anymore. This was lava and bookshelves. So let's just kind of cut this off here. And this is where we'll summon our cow. So we put down the summoner in the corner here. And I think the milker said it just had to be within 5 blocks. Does it block? It does it. Oh, hold on. It needs energy, so I'll need a quantum. Quantum portal entanger. I need to make some more of those. 10. You can do that while I do other things. Let's put it in the back here. Set it to power output. Empty it out and say the milker gets output. There we go. So the milker should have power. Yep. Okay. And then what was it we needed to summon cow? Cow, summon. We need dirt and leather. So get some dirt. And leather. This is kind of leather we had, so hopefully this works. So stick that in there, turn it on. Something's happening. Wonder if it consumes this, or if it just, or if not. Yeah, it consumes that. Okay. Got a cow. Our milker is getting milk. Put our flue injector right here. Or actually, it's going to need power as well, so let's just put it on top of the portal entangler. And send the power up as well. There we go. And then I can use a mechanical pipe to send the milk up. There we go. So now we got milk. Got milk. All right, so I said we needed 8 pieces of cheese, if I remember correctly. 8 pieces of cheese to make the molten cheese. So we're going to need 8 moon curds, which means we need 8 moon fruit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that, luckily, that leaves us more later to make a zombie alien. A zombie alien model if we want to make more of this, if we need more moon fruit. But I think once we have the dimensional ore, I think we're gonna be good. Ooh, I wonder how often this cow gives milk. To get more leather and spawn a few. Oops. Does that one have to move? Get off of there. Maybe it can't spawn while there's cows here. I should take out those just so I don't accidentally all of a sudden have a ton of spawns. Oh, it's still milking. Yep, there we go. We made our 8. So that means we need to do the rest of this quest, which is Mercury, Mars. We already have moonstone. We need 8 moonstone. Make sure we still have some. Moonstone bricks. We have 1 short, so we have to run to the moon and get some, which is fine because I think we're coming here to do the next thing. So let's grab some moonstone if I can find some. That's basalt. There's moonstone underneath the basalt. That is enough. All right. So, well, no, it's not, because we're going to need to use it to make this other stuff. So let me grab a little bit more. So these other stones, I believe, are made using moonstone. So we'll grab a little bit more moonstone. And then let's run over here and look. I think we're going to use the interdimensional. Let's take a look. So let's say when we make mercury stone. Made inside the interdimensional infuser, and it's made with the mercury globe and moonstone. So let's go take a look at the interdimensional infuser, which we have sitting right here. And what we'll do is we'll get the mercury, put the mercury guy in there, and we'll make 32. We only need 8, but we'll rock it. All right, take that out, put in the Mars and do 32. Put in the Venus, and we'll make a bunch more. And I think we're going to leave the Venus in here because I think, oh, I wonder if that's problematic when I try to do some dash. Let's order up some dash and see. Is that moon being there not let us make dash? Let's find out. So it should be here comes. Nope, so dash can still be made even with the Venus globe in there. So then I can do a dual recipe. Okay, now we need to go back home because we need to use the Empower. Because I believe to make cheese, we use the Empower, yep. And we put all those around it. So let's go back to the Empower, which I believe is up here. Oops. Up one more. Yep. And what the moon fruit's in the middle. So let's configure this. Blue is the moon fruit. Save. And then, oh, I need to go get I need to get all those. Oh, so I have moonstone here. I only need 8. 8. I need Venus. I need 8. I need Mars. Need 8. And then I need, what was the last one? Forget. Mercury. Mercury. And I'm just going to configure it just because it's going to be easier right now. So say blue, go black, so Mars. Black, Venus, green, Mercury, and green, moonstone. Hopefully this works. Stick this stuff in here and see what happens. Oh, nope, it didn't work because it sent 2 Venus. Yep. And it didn't even send the moon fruit. I thought I set the moon fruit to blue. Moon fruit is got no color. Blue, save. There it goes. Now they should go in the middle. So that one's fine. It's the other ones. So let me grab these. So I remember I did set these up with multiple colors at one point. So let me see what the other colors were. And that was specifically for something down here. Purple and orange. So I can change this one to purple. I can change this one to orange. And now this should work. Maybe. No. Wait, there's one that has to be red. Yeah, one of them has to be red. So I have black, orange, green, and purple. I need to make the, which one am I just grabbing? Grabbing Mercury and Mars. So Mars can be red. And Mercury can be cyan. That's the other color. Let's take this off. Let's take this off. Maybe this is going to work. Grab this. There it goes. So just put these back in the chest here. Whew, what a mess. All right, I'm just going to take the Cheesium off manually. Or I can configure it. I can configure it. Boom. Take it. There we go. So now I can leave there. I can leave here. All right. So we're going to need to melt the cheese to make the dimensional ore in a solidifier. Okay. And pretty much that's, I think that's what this is down here, is a solidifier, is it not? No, it's a controller. So let me grab a solidifier. Solidifier. I should have one in here somewhere. Multi-block. Simple solidifier. If I put this simple solidifier down here on top of this, or next to this lava, then I think it uses a lava. Can I clear that? Okay. Let me grab my cheese. Give me all my cheese. Okay. I'm gonna melt my cheese. You have to melt it in a controller and send it to the solidifier. Or maybe I don't need it at all if I do this for a second. Stick it in here. Maybe I didn't need the solidifier at all. Or I need to send it to the solidifier so I can get it out with a bucket. Something like that. Where's my cheese? Cheese, cheese, cheese. Cheese. Where's my cheese? Did it automatically send it? It did send it automatically. Okay, well, let's go look at what we need to do with it now. We need to put it in a... Okay. In a molten cheese. Oh, in a solidifier. Can I just do this then? And where's my mechanical? Here it is. Do this, and let's pull this. There we go. So let me just get any dimensional ore. I think iron's the one I got the most of. Yep, iron. Do this. Stick it in here. Bob's your uncle. There we go. Cheesium ore. Wow. All right, so I can undo this and undo this, and I'll do that back up later if I need to use it again. Okay. Put my sword away. Put these globes away. I don't think I need them. Cheesium. Now, does Cheesium have to be put in another dimension? Can be transformed into a dimensional Cheesium ore. Will this process dimensional Cheesium ore? So the question is, can I do this here, or do I have to do it on the moon? Because for the other moon ores, I had to put a dimensional infuser on the moon. So let's stick one in here. Stick this ore in here and see what happens. If not, we'll tear one of these down and take it to the moon. Yeah, looks like it's got to be on the moon. Where's our Cheesium? Let's look for our Cheesium. Is that cheese? There's Cheesium. Cheesium has to be on the moon. Okay. So pull this out. Put this back. And we're going to tear down a dimensional thing. But that actually brings us to the end of our episode. So, well, we got our dimensional Cheesium. I just got to move a dimensional infuser into the moon. I'll do that between episodes. It's pretty much old hat now to use these things. And I already have a setup over there. And then when we come back, we're going to dive into the data models for the various aliens so we can start to get the other things we need to progress and move forward. So I want to thank you, my fellow geeks and citizens, for bearing with me as I learn this pack and as I get this thing done. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.